In the upcoming Soul the Dragon movie, our bat villain of the 70s is Kobra. So, for the first time ever, does this mean I'll actually start liking Kobra Beyond? As I said in our last DCAM News in 5, Batman Soul the Dragon is the movie I'm most looking forward to in the 2021 slate. A big part of my excitement is that Bruce Timm is back to executive produce, and the flick is said to be a 70s kung fu movie meets blaxploitation, along with the magic and sorcery of the ever-so-80s Big Trouble in Little China. And while Kobra is a classic villain of the Bat 70s, they're also my least favorite from Batman Beyond. So let's take a look at Kobra from both eras of Batman's animated history. We'll do some 70s comic research, and find out why I might actually start liking this cheesy villain Beyond. If you like today's update, then please consider subscribing to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. Stay tuned for the ongoing DC animated movie show right here on Above and Batman Beyond. And also stay tuned after the 5-minute countdown to find out the winner of this week's Imaginext Schway Beyond Cycle giveaway. So we'll start with next year's Soul of the Dragon and the use of Kobra as a 70s bat villain. Then we're going to time travel to Kobra 2039 and talk about how Soul of the Dragon may just convert me to liking this snake of a villain for Batman's future. And the clock begins now. If you haven't seen our last DCAM News in 5 episode covering the 2021 DCAM slate, then click this link right up here for an entire video on the lineup of the 2021 films. Check out that episode for both production and release details on Soul the Dragon. And please consider subscribing for our coverage of Death in the Family just a few weeks away. So back to Soul the Dragon. Again, Kobra is one of our main villains in this groovy flick, and Bruce Timm is back to executive produce. A co-creator of the Timmverse being front and center in Soul is extra exciting for Beyond fans like us, since he is the co-creator of Batman Beyond. And by the look of Bruce Wayne and Kobra in SOTD, DCAU fans get the comfort food satisfaction of striking design similarities between the two iterations. Included with last month's Superman Man of Tomorrow movie was a sneak peek featurette for Soul the Dragon. Bruce Timm talks about how the early to mid 70s had a huge impact on him personally during his formative years, Batman comics and kung fu movies being at the top of his pop culture list. According to Matthew K. Manning's Batman: A Visual History, Kobra was first introduced to the DC Universe in 1976, later to become, quote, one of the team's greatest foes in Batman and the Outsiders. And a really funny coincidence to find in my reluctant Kobra research, 1976 also marks the comic debut of Lady Shiva, yet another main member of Soul's ensemble. Quote, with the martial arts craze going strong in Hollywood, DC Comics indulged in the genre with Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter. This is once again from Manning, talking about another fitting fighter in Soul the Dragon, Richard Dragon. In the Soul featurette, Bruce Timm says, quote, a big chunk of it takes place in flashback form to back when Bruce Wayne is training with O-Sensei and Nanda Parbat, and that's where he met Dragon, Shiva, and Ben Turner. And then something from those days happens in the present, which brings them all back together as a team to fight an ancient evil. And for those unfamiliar, Ben Turner is DC's Bronze Tiger, further enriching the aforementioned blaxploitation genre for Soul of the Dragon. So, where does Kobra come in? Again from Bruce Timm. Quote, the very 70s era villain was Kobra, the Kobra organization. This guy named Jeffrey Bird. He's the latest in the long line of genetic Kobra kings. And to describe our 70s animated Kobra in this line of kings, according to voice director Wes Gleason, Jeffrey Bird is, quote, a sophisticated, suave cult leader dripping with menace. Again, in Soul the Dragon, the 70s of Kobra is being mashed together with the shamelessly 80s sorcery of Big Trouble in Little China. First of all, Big Trouble is one of my favorite movies of all time. And a big reason I love it so much is exactly because it is so shameless. The film totally embraces how over the top it is. So, for a movie about grown men dressed like snakes, this helps. Add to that, O-Sensei is being voiced by Lopan legend himself, James Hong. For this video, I'll repeat, for this video, I rewatched all 3 Kobra Beyond episodes. And maybe Soul the Dragon and vintage comic research softened me up a bit, but this time around, it honestly wasn't as bad as an experience as I remembered. Then again, what did not change were my feelings toward Curse of the Kobra Part 2. Good lordy lord, is that a dumb episode of TV. Evidently, I'm not the only one still looking back in horror, because I also did a rewatch of Season 3 Extras. There's a segment of extras on the Curse of the Kobra 2-parter. It's pretty funny watching the King of the Timmverse say things like, turning people into dinosaurs is just not that cool. It's just kinda dumb. So yeah, Curse 2 is decidedly trash, but that still leaves 2/3 of Kobra Beyond episodes that are actually pretty good. There's Curse Part 1, and then Unmasked. What works on a nearly 1-to-1 scale for the villain of Kobra and Soul of the Dragon is that the organization was born in the 70s. Again, 1976. What's sometimes challenging for Beyond, on the other hand, is not only updating, but futurizing old Batman lore for 2039. But again, Curse 1 was good because they continued the tradition of a powerful, mysterious, worldwide cult, introducing Kobra through a new Chosen One in the character of Xander. What's also coincidental about Curse 1 is that just like Soul of the Dragon, it fuses the 70s Kung Fu Batman origin training elements with the very 70s villain of Kobra. The interesting difference being young Terry's origin instead of Bruce. So in the sense of origin, because Terry is young, Terry's training adapts seamlessly to a Kung Fu story. Part 1's also a solid Kobra idea in having this mysterious cult train their new chosen leader in martial arts. Not to mention calling upon the best of training in Neo Gotham, Kairi Tanaga. But it all falls apart in Curse Part 2 when, well, we know what happens. And finally, Unmasked is a really badass use of the Kobra organization. This episode of Kids Programming was not afraid to flat out kill its bad guys or kill themselves, as cults often do. And then almost kill kids for that matter. Oh, and by throwing them in literal snake pits. And that is time. And the last time I'll ever watch Curse 2. Alright, all you potential winners of our Imaginext Batman Beyond Schway Cycle giveaway. Thanks beyond to everyone who subscribed to our YouTube channel to enter, and stay tuned here at the channel for yet another giveaway in just the next few weeks. Alright, so the winner beyond of our Schway Cycle giveaway is OSJoker93 on Instagram. Once again, that's OSJoker93 on Instagram. Congrats to OSJoker93, and thanks again to everyone who entered. Once again, if you didn't win this time, or if you didn't get a chance to enter, in just the next few weeks we have a big event coming here at the channel. So please consider subscribing and spread the word for Above and Batman Beyond.
Hey, this is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, telling you to go above and Batman Beyond.